The game is over. For centuries, the Bosphorus was a gateway. Today, it became a noose. As Russia attempted to project global power from its warm water stronghold, Turkey dropped a historic bombshell that effectively liquidated Putin's entire Black Sea strategy in a single stroke. This is the moment the reins of power shifted. From undersea cables to grain corridors, the control has changed hands. Discover how one Turkish maneuver just rewritten the rules of modern warfare and left the Kremlin gasping for air. In these dark, strategically vital waters, where energy pipelines cross grain routes are decided, and undersea data cables pulse with critical information, every move carries explosive consequences. How will Putin retaliate against Turkey's newly established naval command? The Black Sea has transformed into the most unpredictable and dangerous theater of modern military history since the war began. Russia once dominated these waters with its fleet launching caliber missiles at Ukrainian cities and using the sea as a secure logistics lifeline to its Tartus base in Syria. Ukrainian forces, however, have turned the tables with relentless drone and missile strikes that have already destroyed or damaged more than a third of Russia's once mighty Black Sea fleet. Warships that survived have been forced to retreat to defensive positions in Novorossiysk, leaving the fleet weakened and isolated. Turkey refused to stand by as the balance of power spiraled out of control. Ankara has poured massive military support into Ukraine, including Bayraktar TB2 UAVs that shattered Russian armored convoys advancing toward Kyiv in the early weeks of the war. Dozens of these deadly drones, along with new shipments during the conflict, have exceeded 50 units delivered. Turkish. 2 strikes famously ripped through Russian air defenses, logistics lines, and troop concentrations, turning slow-moving columns into burning wrecks visible from satellite imagery. Additional supplies included Kirpi armored vehicles, laser-guided munitions, Can M2 heavy machine guns, electronic warfare systems, and protective gear, all flooding into Ukrainian defense lines like a relentless tide. This military aid was backed by firm diplomatic support. Turkish President Erdogan has repeatedly recognized Crimea as Ukrainian territory. In a historic meeting on April 4th, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky traveled to Istanbul to meet Erdogan at a critical moment. The Kremlin watched with visible astonishment as discussions on maritime security, energy cooperation, and joint gas infrastructure projects unfolded. Yet the real sensation exploded right in the middle of these talks. Turkey announced the establishment of a dedicated naval component command in Istanbul to lead a multinational naval force in the Black Sea. The command, located strategically in Anadolu in Istanbul's Beykoz district, right at the northern exit of the Bosphorus, became operational on August 25, 2025. Its core staff consists entirely of Turkish military personnel, sending an unmistakable strategic message. Turkey stands at the gateway to the Black Sea and intends to control what flows through it. The command's extensive responsibilities include ensuring navigation safety, neutralizing mine threats, protecting critical underwater infrastructure such as pipelines and data cables, and building long-term regional stability in the post-war period. This structure operates under the Ukraine Volunteer Coalition, with 33 countries expressing interest in participation and 14 announcing plans to deploy troops. Naval platforms, however, will come only from the 3 Black Sea coastal states: Turkey, Romania, and Bulgaria, preserving the spirit of the Montreux Straits Convention that gives Turkey authority over warship transit. While an operational headquarters runs in Paris under French and British leadership, the Naval Component Command has been placed firmly under Turkish control. As the strongest naval power in the region, Ankara is now assuming direct responsibility for security in these contested waters. The significance of this move cannot be overstated. Russia has long viewed the Black Sea as its own inland sea, essential for projecting power into the Mediterranean and protecting its southern flank. The 2014 annexation of Crimea was primarily about securing the naval base in Sevastopol. Yet Ukrainian drone and sea drone attacks have repeatedly struck Russian vessels, including Shadow Fleet tankers, carrying oil that funds the war. In dramatic incidents, Ukrainian naval drones disabled tankers like the Kairos and Vairat, with powerful warheads causing fires and forcing evacuations while the vessels burned on the open sea. These bold strikes have crippled Russia's ability to use the Black Sea as a safe corridor. Now, with Turkey's new command at the Bosphorus exit and a multinational presence coordinating patrols, intelligence sharing, and mine clearance, Russia's maneuvering space has shrunk dramatically. The Turkish Stream pipeline, Russia's last major gas route to Europe, falls under heightened Turkish security oversight. Any attempt by Moscow to weaponize energy will face a more organized and resolute Ankara. Crimea, once a strategic asset, is increasingly becoming a costly burden that requires constant defense while the fleet shelters farther east. High-ranking NATO officers have already visited the command post. French Lieutenant General Jean-Pierre Fague, commander of the multinational force Ukraine Operational Headquarters, and his British deputy, Lieutenant General Richard Stewart. Charles Bell personally inspected the facility in Beykoz. Although Turkey insists the structure is not formally a NATO headquarters, the presence of senior French and British commanders signals deep Western coordination and strong alliance backing. Russia, which has long complained about encirclement, views this as a direct challenge right on its doorstep. Turkey's moves extend far beyond the naval command. In July 2024, Turkey, Romania, and Bulgaria launched the Black Sea Mine Countermeasures Task Group, with rotating command every 6 months to clear drifting mines and protect shipping lanes. Turkey has also begun escorting its own oil tankers with warships after drone attacks on commercial vessels, a clear sign that de facto war conditions now prevail in the region. These layered initiatives create a permanent, coordinated security architecture that squeezes Russian operations from multiple directions. Ankara is not stopping at the Black Sea. The Turkish Ministry of National Defense has confirmed plans for a new multinational NATO Corps Headquarters, MNC-TUR, to be established in Adana, in southern Turkey, commanded by a Turkish general, and slated for completion by 2028. This will fill a critical gap in NATO's southern flank, covering threats from the Mediterranean, South Caucasus, Black Sea, and North Africa. Adana, home to the strategic Incirlik Air Base with US and Spanish forces, already possesses the infrastructure and experienced 6th Corps personnel needed for rapid integration. This permanent command structure complements existing NATO battle groups on the eastern flank and provides sustained regional protection beyond rapid response units. All these developments are accelerating ahead of the major NATO summit scheduled in Ankara on July 7th to 8th, 2026. Turkey has shown unprecedented commitment, participating actively in alliance exercises protecting Baltic airspace, and now anchoring both naval security in the Black Sea and a Southern Corps command. Ankara is redefining NATO's center of gravity while fiercely protecting its own national interests and the Montreux Convention's balance. The strategic irony is breathtaking. The same country supplying Bayraktar B-2 drones that have dismantled large parts of Russia's Black Sea fleet is now directly managing the security of the very waters where the surviving Russian ships have retreated. Turkey has become both a key weapons supplier to Ukraine and the controller of the maritime choke point that constrains Moscow. This dual role gives Ankara enormous leverage and has caught even Ukrainian leaders pleasantly surprised by the depth and speed of Turkish alignment. What do you think, listeners, with Turkey's bold naval command at the Bosphorus, combined with massive TB2 drone support that has already devastated Russian convoys and warships, and the new NATO corps rising in Adana, has Ankara delivered a knockout blow to Putin's Black Sea ambitions, or will Russia find a way to push back, despite its weakened fleet and isolated positions? Share your thoughts in the comments right now. Do you believe this multinational structure will force Russia into a defensive corner? Or could it spark even more dangerous escalation in these tense waters? Your opinions help drive the conversation and keep us delivering the sharpest updates. The hatred and rivalry between Russia and the West, with Turkey now firmly tilting the scales, have turned the Black Sea into a high-stakes drama filled with surprise moves, drone strikes on shadow fleet tankers burning warships, and rapidly shifting alliances. Ukrainian forces continue their relentless campaign hunting remaining Russian vessels one by one with sea drones and missiles, while Turkey's organized multinational presence adds a powerful new layer of pressure at the strategic choke point. This is the fastest-breaking war story unfolding right now, packed with shocking geopolitical twists, dramatic naval developments, intense drone battles at sea, and high-level diplomatic drama that keeps the world on edge. Turkey's decisive actions have not only bolstered Ukraine, but also strengthened NATO's entire southern flank in ways that will echo for years. Stay tuned for rapid updates as these developments accelerate toward the Ankara NATO summit. Share this report with anyone following the conflict closely and join the discussion below. What will Putin's next desperate move be as his Black Sea strategy crumbles? Will the multinational command bring real stability, or are we heading toward even greater confrontation? We are here, bringing you the hottest war news, the quickest battlefield and geopolitical updates, the most surprising events, and all the raw drama as it unfolds live. The balance of power in the Black Sea is shifting dramatically, and Turkey now stands at the very center of this historic transformation. Putin may still dream of dominance, but the chessboard has changed, and Ankara holds some of the strongest pieces on it. The coming months promise more explosive developments that could reshape the entire conflict. Click subscribe now. Don't miss a single moment of this historic journey. Your time is valuable. We promise analyses as sharp as reality itself. Stay vigilant, stay informed. We'll see you in the next video. Disclaimer: this video contains content generated or supported in whole or in part by artificial intelligence. This material is intended solely for simulation, illustration, and entertainment purposes. It does not represent real-world events, nor does it constitute political or military advice or verified information. Certain elements may be fictional, dramatized, or inaccurate. Viewers should not rely on this video as a credible source of information or as a basis for real-world decision-making.